Today, Bruno, and looking forward to hearing your views on supply chain process. Before we start, can you provide a brief background of yourself?
Okay, I'm a, I'm I'm a Brazilian executive, senior executive in supply chain. In supply chain, I have something about 30 years experience in supply chain area. I have been working all my life in companies which are the leader or top three in your segment, like British American Tobacco, for 16 years. Then I moved to a logistic company in another state here in Brazil. In a fast food like KFC and Pizza Hut in Brazil, a beverage company, then the last company, AT&T company, Sky in Brazil. In all that company, I'm occupying a position like a head of supply chain, but my focus was every time in purchasing area. That I consider the most important area when you talk about supply chain. I think about me, it's good for you, Justin, about my experience.
That's great. So my first
Okay.
question is, what is supply chain process?
Uh, I can divide supply chain process in four main areas. First of all, we need planning, where I can include the main process S&OP. Then we have purchasing area, of course, responsible for all needs that the company require. Then we have a logistic area and distribution. That's my simple definition about supply chain. Of course, we having one of each area, different characteristics of the process and of the people who are working there. But I consider supply chain a heart of the companies, because supply chain is exactly in the middle of all that you need to work well in companies in general. We are connected with sales area, financial, when you talk about S&OP, to discuss all the planning, sales planning of the company, what are the objectives, the main targets that the company are looking for, and then you use the planning area more specific S&OP cycle planning to define all that you need, and then you put your needs for purchasing area. I consider purchasing area the most intelligent area for the supply chain, the companies. When you talk about raw material or investments, when you need to apply the best of strategic sourcing concepts to do the best sourcing, and when you need to save all the money that the company spend. For example, the last company where I working, we have more than $1.5 billion a year as I spend, and my team used to save something around $100 million a year. It's impacted directly in the result of the company, in the yields that you send for the stakeholders. And so that's the reason why I consider the supply chain area the heart of the companies.
Share your experience.
Sorry?
Can you share your experience with supply chain process?
For example, I will mean I will talk about the cycle planning in Sky. Sky in the first moment becomes to DirecTV in US, but as you know, DirecTV was buying for AT&T, and you have a cycle with 5 meetings to define 5 meetings per month to define the strategy, how we will supply the company based on the targets of the sales department. So, of course, we have a year targets. So you have a month necessities to sell, and the sales area tell us this month we will sell 100,000 new clients. So what do you need to turn on 100,000 new clients in our base? And then, of course, you explode the S&OP planning for all the materials using, of course, the ABC curve, and the A items we discuss in the level of the president of the company, directors, and myself, of course, and the B and C items in the less strategy and operational team. But everyone has a methodology to have the best supply with the best price. That's the my experience in the last company. That it was very difficult because a company like Sky, it's a service company, not an industry. In industry, you are a little bit easier because you have raw material and packaging, and it's much more easy than you manage with a service. But we can apply the concepts, the best practices, and do a good job, of course. That's it.
Can you talk a little bit about how to implement or to put this into practice?
How I implement exactly what the S&OP planning or the purchasing area? What do you want?
Supply chain regarding supply chain process. Is there anything you can share about the implementation?
Well, in using Sky, again, keeping using Sky as an example, we implement all the process when I started there. in 2011. We in that occasion we have only methodology to support the A items in the curve. They basically have no treatment for the B and C items. I was in charge to create a purchasing area much more strategy than operational, and of course put intelligence in the area, not only a simple buyers to make a purchase and nothing more, nothing intelligence or an area completely automatic using including SAP system to support all the intelligence of the company. I used to make this implementation during the first 2 years in the company to achieve the high level of the intelligence and strategy. And I made this with great success.
Thanks, Bruno, for sharing today.
Okay, thank you.